Anthony Davis said he didn't have to say anything more.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin.
LeBron James dribbling on top against Bam Adebayo. Oh, he's going to trigger another deep three and makes it again from the same spot. 2 long threes from on top for LeBron.
We love LeBron to death, and he needs help.
LeBron into the front court, head of steam, sends it to KCP. Corner three is good. A dagger shot for Anthony Davis, and it's good. Final second ticks away. The Los Angeles Lakers are a win away from a championship.
Good morning, and with an ode to the late, great Eddie Van Halen, who has passed away at the age of 65, the Lakers have jumped out to a 3-1 finals lead, and Key and Laker Nation can taste, can smell. They're on the brink of their 17th NBA championship.
Yeah, it's a wrap, man.
It is a wrap, which would tie them with their arch rival, the Boston Celtics, for the most in NBA history. Believe it or not, they won't have a chance to clinch Key until Friday, so we got a couple of days to think about this.
Yeah, that's fine.
The Heat need a couple days to regroup. Keyshawn, Jay, Will, and Zubin. Jay will join us here at 7 a.m., just about an hour from now. He was on the broadcast last night, breaking it down, telling you everything you needed to know. Key, let's get your breakdown. Good morning to you. And a virtuoso guitarist. That's what the New York Times called Eddie Van Halen in their obituary today. He died at the age of 65 yesterday. If you're not aware, if you're too young, one of the most influential guitarists of his time. Sweet music for LeBron yesterday, and a virtuoso performance from him too. 28, 12, and 8, and your boys are on the brink.
As I said before, people, heard me say he needed help and didn't understand what I meant by that. You saw it yesterday. Anthony Davis had to come to the party. KCP had to come to the party. Danny Green had to come to the party. I didn't need Kuz having 19 points, the 9 points that he had, and was very efficient at getting those. That is what I'm talking about when I say help, Zubin. And when you look at it, LeBron James sent a message to his teammates after his nap by sending a text and telling them this is it. This is a must win. This is pressure. And he knew that the narrative would be set based on them getting to 3-1 versus being tied at 2-2. That was important, not only in L.A. but across the country, because people, for whatever reasons, they don't want to see LeBron James get that 4th NBA title with 3 different teams.
Why do you think that is?
That's just how people are, man. Polarizing. You know how I go. When you on top, they always want to try to squash you and bring you down. All of those sort of things is running through his mind. Mm-hmm. That game 3 was still running through the mind. When you're a great athlete, those sort of moments never leave you. You're restless at night because you're trying to figure out, how do I get over the hump and get things done? What happened? What went wrong in game 3? Those things play on your mind for 24 hours, 48 hours until you actually step back on the floor. And when he woke up from that nap, he was dreaming about that. He was dreaming about sending that text. He went to sleep saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do. He envisioned it. And he sent the text, and they got the message. They got it loud and clear, and they certainly played that way no matter who was in the lineup. When you think about the way that they neutralized Jimmy Butler, they sent a lot of big bodies at him at times. He only finished with 22 points, nowhere near the 40 that he had the game before. Bam Adebayo.
Yep.
I got it right that time.
You did.
Bam Adebayo came, and he tried to give him as much as he could, but when you're coming off an injury, you're going to be rusty, and you got to be careful because you're still tender in situations. So when you look at it, Tyler Hero tried to give him as much as he could. That's just not enough when you're going up against a solid Laker front that they have. Dwight Howard didn't obviously do much in the game. And then when you look at what they had from a Laker standpoint, they shot the ball well with efficiency. Rondo played well. He didn't score a lot of points. He didn't hit the buckets. I think he was 1 for 7. But overall, they played within Frank Vogel's system. They didn't get outside the box. They didn't allow Eric Spoelstra and the Miami Heat to frustrate them like they did in game 3.
Quick 2 points. Anthony Davis, after a clunker, had a gigantic 3.
Oh, yeah, I turned it off at that point.
That was the clicker.
Yeah, it was a clicker move to the Dodgers.
So that was a good night for you, by the way. That's a 2-for-2 night for you, baseball vernacular.
Yeah, that was a 2-for-2.
So Anthony Davis, after the dud, comes up big. And I think the other way I look at this is, look, after game 3, I think it was finally we got a finals. And then the Lakers just restored order here. It kind of feels like the series is over. Again, LeBron has been able to come back from a 3-1 deficit. He did it himself with the Cavs against the Warriors. But my larger point on having a series and now the series seems over is, and I got nothing against Bam Adebayo. I think he's going to be a great player. He was runner-up for the most improved player. I thought he should have won it. Brandon Ingram won it. But when you're a team like the Miami Heat and you are saying, our season rests on the shoulders of Bam Adebayo. In 3 or 4 years, I'm fine with that because he's going to be awesome. But right now, if you're saying, like, if we don't have this young guy, we got no chance, that just kind of tells you where you are.
Well,
with all due respect to him.
Well, you also said most improved, right?
I mean, that means you're coming from a place
Yeah,
of.
you coming from a place of to get to a LeBron James or Anthony Davis, that's a long climb.
Right.
I mean, you got to really be climbing to get up there. In all due respect, like you said, good player. But it does. You can't match the same intensity of those type of guys. That's why they're considered. One is considered the greatest of all time, depending on who you're asking, and another is considered the top 5 player. I mean, it's just Miami's a good story.
Sure,
they were the 5th seed or the 6th seed coming out of the East. 5 seed coming out of the East. Good story.
Won one more game than the Sixers, right? They didn't seem to be.
It's a great story because if you asked anybody at the beginning of the season that we're going to bet on Miami to go to the championship, only people were taking that bet, they were in Dade County. That's it.
Right.
Nobody else was taking that bet, right? I mean, no matter what the odds, how great the odds were, nobody across the country was taking that bet. They're in a good place. The organization with Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra, the foundation is laid. They're in a great place. But they're going up against the Lakers. And the Lakers are in a much better place.
And the Lakers are on a mission. I'm never doubting the intensity of Pat Riley or anything like that. But what LeBron has in front of him, you mentioned the text message, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. They are just laser focused. Be a part of Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin Nation on the Dr. Pepper Twitter feed. ESPN Nation presented by Dr. Pepper. It's official. College football's back. So is your favorite Dr. Pepper loving college football town, Fansville. Head to a store near you to treat your inner college football fan to an ice cold 20-ounce Dr. Pepper today. In the commercial break, I'm going to grab a 12-ounce Dr. Pepper, and Key's going to tell me how my insides are going to rot from the end because I'm always drinking the soda.
No, Dr. Pepper's great. I love Dr. Pepper. It's really good. Yes, Dr. Pepper's one of our favorite.
I'm going right there during the commercial. Key's telling me to cut down on the caffeine early this morning. I want to say everybody wants to be out there in the fourth quarter. That's for sure. Everybody wants to be out there in crunch time. Here's LeBron James, on listen to this, playing every single second of the fourth quarter in these unusual NBA playoffs.
For me, I mean, at this point in the season, I don't care about rest. I really don't. I don't care about sleep. I don't care about resting throughout the game. And obviously, I come out the game. You know, Coach has a rhythm and a rotation that we live by and we go by. But I don't care about resting. I can rest in a week, max, if it happens to go there. I can rest for a month straight, which I won't do because of who I am. You guys know that. But if I can rest then. I can sleep 8 hours and get up and eat and then go right back to sleep if I want to.
He can do whatever he wants.
See, that conversation he's having with the press, that's why I miss playing, because my mindset, you're just listening to him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yes, that's facts. Like, I can literally, I'm on a mission. You're not going to stop me from accomplishing my goal. You know, and like I told you before, dude wasn't sleeping, and I didn't even know that because I didn't hear his presser.
Yeah.
But I just know the mindset of a player that's on a mission because I've been there before. You don't sleep. Right. Literally, like, you up looking at the ceiling trying to figure out how in the hell am I going to get at the Miami Heat and stop the bleeding. That's what you're thinking about.
LeBron did say he has nothing to do in the bubble, so there's a lot of nights spent staring at the ceiling, and obviously he's dreaming.
I've never been in the bubble. I just know sitting on that bed thinking, how am I going to get at the Buffalo Bills to win the division? Mm-hmm. How am I going to win this game against the Philadelphia Eagles? Like, it's just one of those, it's you built like that.
Right, putting your back in your football days you were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
There, one quick thing. And that is major props to Frank Vogel. Unbelievable props to Frank Vogel. People said he was hired to be fired. He had his worst coaching experience ever in Orlando, right outside where the bubble is, and now he's about to have the best coaching
Well, he didn't
experience.
have LeBron James. And
No,
Anthony
that
Davis
magic
either.
roster. Aaron Aflalo isn't exactly LeBron James there. No. So it's a little bit of a difficult situation, but it's great because Vogel had a terrible experience in Orlando, and now in Orlando he's going to have the best of his coaching career. Still to come, LeBron is now on the verge of doing something in the finals. Michael, Kobe, Magic, Larry, Kareem never did. That is next. But first, a word from our friends at Pennzoil. Here's a fact for you.